People in the Fever were like, y'all.
That's not my point. There's a lot of other shit going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some new shit going on around there.
It's a lot. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't
want to be here.
This is where I want to be.
People inside the Fever were like, y'all, that's not the point. There's a lot of other stuff going on where players are saying, this isn't where I want to be.
For us, with the new atmosphere, new coaching, everything is just absolutely new. It feels really good. It feels fresh. It's kind of like when you take your clothes out the dryer, kind of like fresh. It feels different, and it feels good because we have new leadership, we got new players, we got vet leadership, and so I think all that combined just makes for a good atmosphere right now. It feels
Over there, yeah, there's some new things happening around there. A lot, actually. So you've got key players on this Indiana Fever team who are saying, I don't want to be here. This isn't the place I want to be. Nobody wants to go to Indiana. Remember when Sheryl Swoopes said that? Well, Kelsey Mitchell just dropped a truth bomb that makes Swoopes look silly. In her first interview since training camp began.
I remember this time last year, it didn't feel good. So we had to get that in order for people to start playing well. It's like a domino effect. But I think once your culture is kind of established, how you guys see it now, I think it makes everything else way easier.
Mitchell didn't hold back against Swoopes' false claims. With the new atmosphere and new coaching staff, everything feels completely different. It feels great. It's fresh, she said. It's like pulling your clothes fresh out of the dryer. It just feels good.
Personally, here's where I think they didn't do a very good job, and that was with Kelsey Mitchell, who's an unrestricted free agent, because Kelsey Mitchell had a hell of a season this season. And I don't think she got the credit that she deserved.
We've got new leadership, new players, and veteran experience. All of that together creates a strong atmosphere right now. It feels good. This interview lays bare everything Swoopes got wrong about the Fever. From her claims about veterans avoiding Indiana to implying Mitchell was unhappy, to saying Caitlin Clark and the team aren't strong.
I think the best part right now is everyone wants to be here. It's really downplayed. It sounds cliche, but it's nothing like being where you want it and everybody feels value in order to go have a good training camp, have a good preseason, so you can have a good first game when the season starts. But I think right now, it's just that good feeling of everybody feel like, hey, I want to be here and I want to compete. So I think that's the first.
Mitchell, Clark, and Coach White shut it all down. If you're backing the Fever, drop a comment below. Fired up for the Fever. Let's go. I remember this time last year. It didn't feel good. And we had to fix that first before we could even start playing well.
What's it been like adjusting to Stephanie White and I guess that culture you're talking about?
Oh man, I have nothing but great things to say about Stephanie. From the time I was in China playing and her trying to get me back here, and the leadership that she took to make sure I felt welcome and felt safe coming back and playing under her. She's done an unbelievable job with all of us one by one and making sure we all feel different but in a good way.
It's like a domino effect. But now that our culture is set, like you're seeing, it just makes everything else easier. If that makes sense.
Culture. And I think once you establish the respect in the room, the environment is always is value with that. I think those days that are tough that you do have to give your grace for, it's respect behind it. We don't expect perfection right now, but we do expect discipline and we expect hard work. So if we could cultivate that and then give ourselves some grace when it's time to go win games, I think we will.
Let's clear things up about Kelsey Mitchell and the Indiana Fever. When Sheryl Swoopes went on the Queens of the Court podcast and claimed Mitchell was unhappy and underappreciated in Indiana, she painted a picture of a broken team that veterans were avoiding. But Mitchell's recent interview tells a totally different story.
Yeah, I think that your DBs, your Sophies, and even like Sid is like a wild card because they won and they know it on different levels. You got to think Sid Colson was maybe started on the bench but had to go get minutes and she won a championship. And then it was the same with Natasha Howard, it's the same with DB. So we get a different leadership of vets that came is going to teach us how to win. So it's pretty fun.
One full of excitement, unity, and real optimism about the Fever's future. Personally, I think where they missed the mark was with Kelsey Mitchell, who was an unrestricted free agent. Mitchell had an incredible season, and I don't think she got the recognition she deserved.
I think that mix of leadership that we have from your DBs, or Tosh Howard and Sid, it's gonna help ease things out based on the people that's coming around to see us. But I also think that it do helps us. Let me say this: before we got here a month ago, we were all coming in. We would come from our respective homes to establish that already. And so I think that 5, we've established that like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It might have been open run, it might have just working out, but we've already kickstarted how we want to play and here so we could do it.
But the first thing you notice when Mitchell speaks is her undeniable energy. There's a spark in her eyes and a realness in her smile that you can't fake. When asked about the new season, she doesn't give robotic answers or play it safe. She leans in, fully engaged, with energy that jumps off the screen.
From the moment I met Caitlin and the moment she met me, like I said, when you respect your teammates and respect as competitors, it makes for a better relationship, it makes for a better dynamic, and I think that me and C-Square established that 2 years ago now. So I think everything with us is gonna always be kosher and really put together because we've already established who we were as people and as players and how we can help make each other better. So it feels good to me.
I think the best part right now is that everyone wants to be here, Mitchell says with certainty, directly pushing back on Swoopes' claims. This isn't just a PR line. You can hear the honesty in her voice. Mitchell breaks down how this shared desire to be there creates a space where players push each other to grow every single day.
I think their strength, for one, is always, from a physical standpoint, her strength and her ability to now make plays that people don't think about. Whether it's that skip to skip. I mean, you know, a person of her caliber, it seems small, but it's gonna make her go from having 25 to having 28, or 10 assists to 12 assists. So for one, her strength, and then after that, professional, learning, you know, watching film, you know, knowing what you need. And I think that's gonna take time for her specifically, but the rest is for her is already in the bag. I think strength is always gonna be a main thing.
That doesn't sound like someone who feels undervalued or wants to leave. So, how's it been adjusting to Stephanie White? Man, I have nothing but positive things to say about Stephanie. From when I was in China and she was trying to bring me back, her leadership, how she made sure I felt welcomed and safe playing under her. It's been amazing. She's done a great job working with all of us, one by one, helping us feel unique in the best way.
3 WNBA MVPs in your career. Would you consider each of those 3 seasons as dominant seasons for yourself?
No.
I can't. Bro, Sheryl Swoopes is willing to lie about her own career before she even admits that Caitlin is...
What stands out is how Mitchell keeps highlighting this fresh start. She's glowing when she talks about the shift in culture and leadership that's rejuvenated the team. Culture matters. And once you've earned respect in the room, the environment reflects that. On tough days, it's that mutual respect that keeps us going. We're not looking for perfection right now, but we expect discipline, hard work. And if we can hold to that while giving each other grace.
Yeah, I mean, that was like my biggest focus in the offseason, is just trying to get stronger and really working on that. And really thankful for Sarah, our strength and conditioning coach, like put in a lot of time with me, and we were in here consistently. Like, I think that was the biggest thing for myself, is just having that consistency to be able to work on it for 6 months or whatever it was. So I certainly feel a lot stronger, and, you know, I'm a pretty self-aware person. I knew that was going to be a huge part of it, and, you know, it's going to help me offensively. It's going to help me defensively. It's going to help me not get as tired throughout games. So yeah, definitely one of the focus points of my off season is just getting stronger, and, you know, even through these 2 practices, like I can certainly.
I think we'll be in a good spot. When the topic shifts to the vets who've joined the Fever, like DeWanna and Natasha Howard, Mitchell lights up. She talks about the wisdom these vets bring, their championship experience, and how it's changing practices. Having veterans choose to come here and mentor the younger players, that completely refutes Swoopes' claim that players avoid Indiana.
I think the biggest benefit, you know, obviously there's the aspect of having a new coach and a lot of new teammates. So in that regard, like, it's still a learning process and trying to figure your teammates out and figure out the new system. But the pace and the physicality and all of that, you're used to it, you're ready for it, you're ready for at the speed of how things are going to move. I think that having that under your belt is kind of what's helped me the most here. But at the same time, like, it's a learning process for all of us. There's you know, most of the team here and most of the girls here are new players. So and the ones that have come back, you know, new coach, we're just trying to learn in the same way and build relationships with our teammates. So similar in that regard, but at the same time, you know, having a year under my belt is really.
Yeah, your DBs, your Sophies, even Sid. She's a wild card. They've all won and they know what it takes. Sid might have started on the bench, but came in, got minutes, and won. Same with Natasha, same with DB. We're learning how to win from people who've done it, and that's huge. Just watch Mitchell's body language. Does she seem like someone who feels overlooked? Far from it.
I don't think anybody's trying to be alpha. Like everybody's trying to be a good listener and be there for your teammates. It's how do you find the balance of doing both? How do you speak up and be a great leader, but at the same time, how do you listen and how do you get better? And I think it all speaks to like the relationships that you have with your teammates is like you got to go out of your way to build those. So when something goes wrong or you have to hold somebody accountable, they know it's coming in the best interest of the team. So I think it just starts with building relationships, getting to know your teammates. But at the same time, we have so much great personality on this team. That's what's going to make it fun. That's what fans are going to love and to watch about us. We're going to have a lot of fun playing basketball, and you know, you embrace that about your teammates as well.
When she talks about her teammates, she's animated, smiling constantly. She's confident, comfortable, and clearly loving where she is. That mix of leadership from DB, Shash, Tash, and Sid, it's helping us stay grounded while the spotlight's on us. Even before we officially got here, we were already building. Chemistry, open runs, workouts.
I think the vibes are really good, and that's what's really fun about it. Like, you know, obviously we're probably not in the heat of battle yet. I mean, we're out here competing with one another, but at the same time, like, everybody's here supporting one another and having fun and enjoying it. And I think that's what's cool.
Weeks ago, we already started laying the foundation for how we want to play here. Mitchell's take on building a winning culture is especially sharp. She says success isn't just about talent, it's about chemistry. We're learning to play together, to understand each other's strengths. That's how you build something real. These aren't the words of someone ready to walk away. They're the reflections of someone fully invested in building a legacy. When I met Caitlin and she met me, like I said, when you respect your teammates and each other as competitors, you build a better relationship. C² and I built that 2 years ago. Everything we're doing now builds off that, on and off the court. That's why it already feels good. One of the most damaging blows to Swoopes' argument is that Mitchell chose to return. That decision speaks louder than any outside commentary. When asked about playing with Caitlin Clark, Mitchell doesn't show any of the tension Swoopes hinted at. Instead, she talks about balance and mutual respect, how their styles can unlock the team's potential, her strength, physically, her ability to make reads that people don't even think about. Those little things turn her 25 points into 28, her 10 assists into 12. Her development is about fine-tuning now, but the basics are already there. Mitchell's excitement about the team's vision becomes most obvious when she talks about their goals. We're building something special, she says, voice full of conviction. And I want to be part of it.